Okay, how we doing out there? First things first, my name is Kenneth Bird. My company is Crystal Edge Technology Screens. I told you we were going to be doing a primer projection screen using just everyday grade primer. And we're going to be calling this stuff Prime Vision. Prime Vision 2.0. So, as I said before, when it comes to our technology, pretty much trying to say it all looks alike or looks the same. It's kind of hard to do because all our products have different colors attached to them. They don't all look the same. This is some primer I picked up at the hardware store yesterday. I'll paint the screen in. Do some side by side with it. Then I go upstairs and grab my projector for this one too. I'll get my crystal. I can go right here. Put it right there. And I told you because a lot of people don't do their tests correctly. There's no way to tell if it's primer or not. So, as I said before, in a lot of demonstrations I've seen and stuff we were able to match up, came very close to matching to everyday primer. Especially like I said, video went missing, got deleted somehow, disappeared off an account. And in that video, we had black and white paint that matched a personal mix. Then I found out we had primer downstairs that matched the personal mix. This right here is just everyday primer. And like I said, if you don't do the test on your products, then how are people going to know your product different from everybody else? So you can, all the test demonstrations we do, if anybody's trying to say they can mimic our products, they would have to pass all the tests that we do live under our technology, which they can't do. They can't even do it on their own stuff. So how are they going to do it against ours? But since they don't do any tests on their own stuff, well, it's really easy to go here and paint a gray screen, stick it in the dark, and hit it with a high power projector. Easy to do. All right, so we got everything here we need. I don't think we need anything else. Talking about when you constantly do demonstrations in the dark, it's kind of hard to prove that your stuff works. That's my 150-inch screen sitting in a fully lit environment. I can pull up an image no problem on my ultra short throw right there at 150 inches. So when you constantly do demonstrations in the dark, it makes it easy for people to do demonstrations such like I'm about to do right now. The acoustic screen. We don't have those anymore. They sold out. All right, so let's begin this project. Got some everyday grade primer. I'm gonna have to destroy my screen. This was actually a Gun Nova, gunmetal, right there, and it doesn't make a difference. I got a big one right over there. Take this right on in. I call it Prime Vision because it's prime. That's all it is. This primer. That's all it is. It's everyday primer. Pick it at the hardware store. That's all it is. There's nothing in it, nothing special in it at all. No glitter, no metallic paint, nothing. Just basic gray paint. That's all it is. That's why when we requested, the video was deleted, and we requested that if this wasn't your product, then all you had to do was just basically just make the paint in the video you delete it and match it against your own stuff. See how close it comes in. And never done. So what's the difference between your product and gray primer? Now, for those of you who want to sit there and say, well, Ken, what's the difference between your gray paint and gray primer? Well, we've done this demonstration already. I'll put a link below so you can check it out for yourself. We've done it already. Really freaking watery. Then again, it is primer though. Now I'm going to test on color and contrast levels. Which one brings up better contrast levels and so forth. There we go. That's all painted in. So we're going to do color, contrast levels, oh 9 yards. Everything is supposed to be done. Got the Christie projector set up. That was down the wrong pipe. Now, for any of y'all sitting there thinking, oh, Prime Vision 2.0, that's got, no, it's primer. It's a joke. Primer 2.0, it's just house paint, that's it. Nothing technical behind it. That's why we call it Prime Vision, it's primer. I said that in the last demonstration. Now, I said before that when I was asked to, when I did that demonstration on that white screen, and I was asked to turn it around to the black side to show the difference between my black screen and black vinyl, I was able to do that with no problem. I was able to show that the screen basically on our end produces a higher white level, doesn't hotspot, images don't come out gray, don't come out dirty. I was able to prove that no problem. I'll put that at the bottom link so you can check it out for yourself. But I did ask from the door was that if he could either make that product that he deleted the video on and match it against his own product, or if he can just take everyday primer and match it up. And I'm not talking about a slight little blue difference. I'm talking about a huge significant difference. Like when I put your screens against our black screens and I show the color red, there's a huge difference between night and day. You can tell which screen generates the higher reds and brighter colors. I'm not talking about in the dark and camera close up on top of the screen, talking about, oh, you can see the difference right here. The color is slightly a little bit different. No. I'm talking about huge significant change. That's what we're supposed to be seeing. Huge significant change. I don't have it down here, then I have it there. Huge significant change. Dripping down. Start a little better. Got a lot of extra paint dripping down. I want to make sure I don't have this thing coming down from grips. There we go, that's better. That's good. A little better. Nice and clean. Dripping out like that. Oh, we'll figure it out when we get to it. Oh, why it keeps dripping out like that. Okay, whatever. Let's smooth it out a little bit and put too much paint on it. It starts to drip down some. I can basically smooth it out a little better. I'm going to let this dry a little bit, people. I'll tell you what, I'm going to show you. You got to let it dry a little bit. Right here on the edge where I pushed way too much paint in there, we got a heavy drip line in there, right there. So I'm going to bring the fan down and let that dry a little bit. You can build up some kind of skin. Keep that from pushing through. Let that dry a little bit. Got a lot of extra paint that pushed over. We'll smooth it out as we're painting it. Coating on that. I tell you, I don't know which one looks more like. It looks a lot like looks like that. This is why when you got caught and you deleted that video, the first thing you should have did was you should have basically made that product and you should have put it against your own paint, showing that there was a difference. The fact that you didn't do that and you deleted the video shows a clear sign of some serious guilt. You don't do any tests. And if you don't do any tests on your product, what makes your stuff different from anybody else's if you don't do tests? Anytime I bring out a new screen paint, the first thing people see is me come in, take out the projector. I got all my projectors lined up on the floor. Got all my sample sheets in stacks. Final test, we take them outside. You watch me do that test over and over again, again, and again. Over and over again, and again, and again. We do those tests. We can back it up. Big companies, they all do the same thing. All the big companies do the same thing. High power projector, and an ambient light controlled environment. They all do the same thing. What makes one different from the next? The same thing. I don't want this touching nothing in here. Nothing. So uncomfortable. Then I get the naysayers that'll say, well, what's the difference between that and your product? Man, I test myself against certified gray screens, not paint. So, you know, I beat the Seymour AV 1.3 Matinee Silvers, Cinema Gray 3D, Cinema Gray 5D. I beat all those screens already, easily. And I can pull contrast levels and colors that the screens can't even begin to even think of. So that's the difference between my stuff and theirs. Okay. There we go. That background is supposed to be black. That's a Fire Stick display. I hope you know that, right? That's supposed to be black, not gray. It's not looking too good. I'm gonna tell you right now. That's $12 primer. That's why we call it Prime Vision 2.0. It's a joke. Prime, you know, Prime Vision. You're looking at it. There you go. We tested our stuff against all this stuff already. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna put a couple links below where I actually tested my ultralight gray screen paint on primer, and it beat it. It pulled the contrast level. Primer couldn't do it. And we had CROW's product on it too. Yeah, but it looks so different. Yeah, using a $4,000 projector in a dark environment, yeah. That's supposed to be black. Star field demonstration. There you go. You see contrast, can you? There's contrast. Contrast is missing. Go wet on the rest of the screen. Look at that. Primer is bringing up a better contrast level than the personal mix. Here. It won't stay. It may or may not. Metallica Mix 2.0. Told you it was no difference. You saw me take that stick I had downstairs in the basement and match it right against the screen. You saw the Gun Nova and the black screen pour up red, a bright red, bright blues and greens, and these screens still remain the same. Nothing changed on it. Where are the tests? That's what I need to ask. Where are the tests? Where are the 22 distance tests at 22 feet, 15 feet, 14 feet, low lumen tests? Where are those tests? Ultra short of demonstrations versus certified screens. Low lumen projections versus certified screens. Do we have anything in between, between a 5 or a 15 or even an 18 certified screen test? Anything like that? Outside demonstrations, anything like that done? None. Never at all. Just paint the screen, stick it in a poorly lit environment, and hit it with a high-end projector and say, look how amazing the image looks. Primer. $12 primer. But stick that against a black Nova and see what happens. See if that can pull up the same red level as a black Nova. As a matter of fact, I'm going to paint some of that on a little square sample sheet. I'm going to stick that against a black Nova and see if it can pull up a red level next to a black level. Now, if you know how I test certified screens that are actually lighter than this, you already know the reaction, what's going to happen. Let's see what we got going on here. Color blue. Primer's picking up better color. Primer. And that's not even blue at that. Look at the primer. That's not even blue. If you consider that to be blue, you colorblind. I'm sorry. That's not blue. Blue is supposed to be rich and dark, that's blue. That's what blue is supposed to look like. See the color of the blue on that screen? Look at the color of the wall. This is what color you're supposed to be picking up when you display blue off your projector. That's washed out and faded, and that's definitely washed out and faded. There you go. And that's a signature 17 with an invisible black coating on it. But let's see how close it comes to his product. Make sure the back of this screen ain't got no paint on it. I don't want this hitting messing up my screen. How much work it takes to take a 150-inch screen? She don't want to play right now. She got no paint on this. What is her problem now? Oh, apparently she's having some little problems. Let me unplug her, put it back. Oh, okay, she's on. Man. She has temperaments. Well, I guess she works when she wants to work. Color red. And I'm really looking at red. Yeah, she's having an issue. Hold on a minute. Let me reboot her. What is wrong with you there? Color blue. When you see that bar expand like that, that means there's a communication issue. Let's fix you right now. There we go. It's back in. Right, and always swap you out for another one. You got 5 or 6 laying around the house. There we go. Let's try it again. Go back and get that color. Ooh, I like this. What the freak is that? Okay, I'm going to lay that on the black screen. Color red. Color red. Color blue screen. There we go. Now she's acting right. All right. She has her temperaments. Tell people that she has her temperaments. All right. See that right there? That's a signature 17 with an invisible black coating technology embedded on that surface. That screen can see blue. That's CROW screen paint laying against that technology. It's not seeing nothing at all, period. And I'm using a 4300 lumen Christie projector for this demonstration. Now we're going to swing back over here on the primer, Prime Vision 2.0. Show you what we got over here on Prime Vision 2.0. See? So as for those of you who are looking at the primer and thinking, well, gee whiz, I could just paint the screen with the primer and I'll get the same results. No, your screen's still gonna suck. I'm sorry, but excuse my French, but it's still gonna suck. It is. It's gonna look like crap. It's gonna look like garbage. The colors are not gonna pop. It can't pick up blue. It's paint. There's a difference between technology and house paint. It's paint. It can't pick it up. Just like when he came up with that Fast Furious thing, oh, I'll have the screen around and show the black side of the screen. Surely that will match. Man, you're just taking stabs in the dark, hoping one of them lands. Nothing's going to land. I've done research. I do my research. I do my tests. This is how I know how this stuff is going to react. And again, as I said before, I was developing this stuff in 2012. But separate, the difference between this is there's nothing in it. It's just gray paint. Your screen is supposed to be red, not a washed out color. TCL 4K demonstrations. There you go. I told you. Just pay $100, and which paid about $107 for primer. I told you what you had. Green and blue and red and different, and they can change colors. They can turn from blue to green to orange to red, while the other screens remain the same color. The screen is right here, as you can see. You've been buying primer. That's what you've been buying. I told you that from the door. The minute I didn't see any tests under it. There's no tests. Show me one live, show me any test demonstrations, real test demonstrations under that product. Anything. Any demonstrations that matches ours. Anything being used in fully lit environments. Anything displaying contrast levels. When we do our black screens, we have to display color, contrast, everything. You can't just stick to certain colors that are going to blend well. That's why they stay to the color. The color works out better, but they try to do contrast like outer space screensavers. Anything involving the black level is not going to come up too well, because the screen can't see contrast. Can't see color either. My Prime Vision 2.0. I want to tell you where I need to go. That's what that's supposed to look like. star field demonstration. So the image comes up, you're supposed to pull a black level. LG beta fish. OLED demonstrations backgrounds are jet black. They're not supposed to come up gray. They're supposed to be jet black. And anytime you do a contrast demonstration, it's supposed to be done with the lights on. But the second product is, his product is Medicaid demonstration. His screen's right there in the corner. You can't even see it. That's his Metallica Mix 2.0. You can't even see it. It's right there in the corner. That's why he deleted the video. That's why. So, but this is not black and white paint mix. This is just everyday primer bought from a store, right out of the can. That's what that looks like on our screen. See how bright the levels are? Look at the skin tone. Meanwhile, like I said, your product is matching primer. I don't have to buy your screen paint. I just go to Lowe's and just pick me up another, what, $15 worth of that stuff and do tests off of that. Nothing in it. No glitter, no Metallica, silver mixture, nothing. Just paint. That's it. We can pull your bright images with no problem whatsoever, but you can't see contrast and you can't see color correctly. I can pull red on this screen, you can't pull red on that screen. Let's see what else we got here. Not pretty good. Am I dry here? I'm dry. I'm gonna get this a little higher up. Get some tape for this one right here. Want to see something interesting? Look at this. Oh, he took off already. There's a crow sitting right over there. It was kind of funny. But it is what it is. I told you when we kept requesting that request over and over again about getting primer and showing a significant difference. Match your screen against primer. Match your screen against those 2 tablespoons of black and the white paint. None of the demonstrations were done. And I kept telling y'all, it's paint. It's everyday primer. That's what it is. Now, if I decide to order the Cinemax, what'll happen next? Because I told you what the Cinemax was. It's cyber gray. It's definitely cyber gray. I can tell by looking at it, I can tell exactly what matches it. And you can retaliate with the black screen nonsense. We don't care about that because we proved you faked that demonstration. So that's not a problem right there. But I also can prove that you've been scamming people for a long time. And the fact that you deleted that video is proof enough right there showing that you were guilty for the things that you have done. That's why you deleted that video of your YouTube channel. You don't want anybody basically putting 2 to 2 together. We use your own video tutorial to make that product to match your personal mix. And now we got a $15 primer in here that's matching your Metallica Mix 2.0 right there. Your screen is right there where that black tab is at. Why do you think he cancels all our orders? Every time we go place an order with him, he cancels an order from us. Blocks us from his eBay account. Because no one's going to figure that out. Yeah, I'm pretty sure a few people have figured it out already. And next time you try to do a fake review of my product, at least have the decency to show the containers. If you don't even have the containers right. That's the Metallica Mix 2.0 right there. That's matching into the $15 primer. And you got a nerve to call me a scammer. You got to be out of your mind. Keep in mind, we gave him full permission to make the exotics. He didn't make one of them. You know why? Because he couldn't pass the rigorous testing that an exotic had to go through. Gave him permission to make the product. He didn't make one of them because he had to make all 12 of them, and he had to make them within that timeline, and all demonstrations had to be done live, and they had to match ours. Couldn't do it because he didn't know how it was done. That stopped all that nonsense of you basically saying, oh, I can make their product. You couldn't make jack. But I can make your product easily. I just go down and just buy primer. That's all I got to do. I can tell, like I said, looking at your video demonstrations, there's nothing in your demonstrations that proves there's anything different in your product. Dark environment, are you kidding me? Overpower projector? Got an overpower projector I'm using right now. Let's see you display that screen paint on a 180-inch screen outside and watch Star Wars at 6 o'clock in the evening, because I got that on my channel. I've done that already. Matter of fact, when you come into my channel, the first video that pops up that you see on display is me actually painting the screen outside, showing contrast in color outside. This is just, look at that. Are you kidding me? Look at this. Look how crazy close that is. If it wasn't for the tab, you wouldn't even know that screen was even there. If it wasn't for the tab, the black tab, you wouldn't even know it was even there. That's craziness, man. Do all your bright colors you like to do. I'm gonna do all your bright colors you like to do. I'm gonna leave this up here for tonight. We're gonna do a lights out demonstration next. What we're gonna do next? Color blue. See how your colors come out washed out? I don't want none of this hitting on my screen here. My acoustic. Oops, that ain't sticking too well. Let's try this again. There we go. Hopefully that stays. That's the blue. My black invisible technology is pulling off on my acoustic screen compared to yours. That's blue. Your screen doesn't even show up on my screen at all, period. There's nothing special to it. It's just primer. And it's even faded on the primer. Samsung 4K demonstrations. Look at that. Blend right into the screen. So there it is. That's your Metallica Mix 2.0. That's what it is. It's a great primer. Won't be buying any more of that. I'll just go down and order another gallon of it. It's only $15. You're charging people $107 for this stuff. And you have no test to back up your product. But a bunch of videos of you in a dark environment with an overpowered projector. And all your videos, you're nothing in the dark with nothing but an overpowered projector. I can go in here and I can basically fire up all my projectors and I can watch my screens in fully lit environments on projectors that I downgraded. Downgraded my projectors. And upgrade them, I downgraded them. You know, 720p's running through here. We don't need 4Ks. We don't have to have 1080p's, but their screens don't require them. It's got to be a real hurt piece if you just ordered this product. And you're watching me do the same thing with $15 primer. Why do you think all his products look the same? If you look at his products, they all look the same. When he lines them up, they all look the same. They're only off by a couple of teaspoons of black paint. That's it. I showed you yesterday when he does his side-by-side demonstrations with his own products, they blend into each other. And when people say, oh, what about your black screens? I got demonstrations of me doing black paint, black vinyl, black cardboard. Yeah, I've done all that. That's why I had no problem when he made that suggestion about turning my screen around. Oh, yeah, no problem. I'll turn it around. I've done all these tests already before. I know what the reaction is going to be. No problem. I'll flip my screen around. I'll show you the black side of it all. Go ahead. But when I asked you to do that demonstration to show off your contrast levels on your screen, you refused to do it. When I asked you to match your stuff against primer to see how close it comes up to it, you refuse to do it. No problem, I'll do it for you. You want to cut corners? No problem. Since you want to be this guy who's supposed to review people's products and tell people how things are really going on and how you're the eyes and ears of the institution of the home theater world, guess what, buddy? You've been scamming people for years. Good luck on trying to get your money back. I'll say that right now, because on your receipt it doesn't say what you ordered. I told you about that one. It doesn't say what it says on your receipt. On your receipt, it says you ordered CROW Screen Paint Mix. That's what it says. It doesn't say the particular item that you ordered because you have to email for that. Instead of them having a category that you can have on the website that when you buy from that shopping cart, it'll say on your receipt what you ordered. But it doesn't say that. See, good luck on that one. Good luck on that one. There's no way in the world you're going to have an eBay account and you don't have a category and you're selling more than one item and someone's got to email you to get the color they want or the product they want. That don't even sound right. Yeah, you can go on our website and you can click on one item and a color menu will pop up and say, hey, what color do you want? And again, like I said, that Cinemax, I guarantee either that's cyber gray or lazy gray. It's one of those colors. I guarantee. I guarantee. That's what it is. It'll blend, it'll match with no problem. I bet you if I came on here right now, and I didn't even tell you anything at all. Didn't tell you that this was a primer, and I came on here and say, hey, look, I just painted his screen paint on here. You probably couldn't tell the difference. I'm talking about the naysayers. You couldn't tell the difference. You would look at it, you probably couldn't tell the difference. If I came on here and I didn't even tell you, and didn't even paint the screen in, you couldn't tell the difference. Now, again, if I'm wrong on this demonstration, he can easily go in. He don't got to use primer. He could take that free mix that he had online that he deleted, and you could do that demonstration and mix the product live so everybody can see you mix live and do the demonstration. Or go down and get some bullseye primer and paint it right next to your screen. I don't want to see a little slight like shade of a little shader, because he'll say, well, it's, see the red here, it's slightly a little hot. No, man, no, significant difference. Like when I just took your screen and I stuck it against my screen and I showed the color blue and your screen didn't show anything. Significant difference. You know the difference between night and day? There's a difference between night and day. There you go. Has to show a huge difference, not some slight little faded color off. No. But till then, I don't have to buy any more of your products. I'll just go buy primer because your stuff is blending into everything. I mean, that's why there's no test behind his products. None. That's why. That's why. It's paint. It's everyday paint. It's before I paint. I'm gonna get a charger for this. I wouldn't even use this stuff. What? Can't pick up color. Told you from the door that I don't gotta mix anything with your stuff. For what? I told you from the door, it's house paint. Told all y'all it was house paint. Y'all didn't believe me. There you are. House paint. Paid $107 for primer. See how far I can get my cord up to the screen. There we go, because I want that to be as close as possible so you can see. Oh, we got the wrong remote control again? Yes, we do. There we go. Oh, yes, we do have the remote control. Whoa! Can't play that. That's copyrighted. And we got to find the remote controls. Found it. There we go. Can't do that. Gotta be careful about that. When the little videos pop up, yeah, you don't know what's copyrighted or not. I gotta find that remote control. So now we're gonna call this a Prime Vision 2.0 because it's primer. Prime Vision 2.0. Next level in gray screen, untested gray screen paints. I could have done this a long time ago against you, man. I kept giving you breaks and kept cutting your breaks, kept cutting your breaks, telling you to mind your own business, and you don't listen. I knew what your product was from the door. The first minute I came here and I popped open that container, I knew what it was. I knew how it was made because, like I said, we used to make that stuff years ago. And you never listen. You're a fake. You're a scammer. And you've been scamming people for years. Put on a good speech about how your screen's supposed to produce these amazing images and all that. Projector was doing all that work. Look at it. It's matching the white level of the owl. You can't even see your image. It's not even there anymore. Man, I should have left the stream open. I think I should have left it open. I wanted to hear the opinion of the people who constantly want to come down on me about this, that, and the other. You constantly want to call me a scammer all the time. What do you think about this right here? Tell me about that. Well, you can't. Sorry, comments are closed. Next time we'll open one up. Later on tonight, we'll open one up. We'll do one with the lights out. And I want to hear your opinion on how come this primer that I got here is blended in perfectly, not half and half, perfectly with this Metallica Mix 2.0. And this is without adding no black paint, nothing in it. This bind is a regular gray paint. But you can't sit right there and tell me there's a difference. I'm doing this live. I have this product right here. That's it right there. J&K 4K. If I had used white tape to hang your screen up, you wouldn't even know what was in there. Perfect match. Perfect match. Perfect. For a black screen, it sure does come up awful bright, doesn't it? But again, I can see color and contrast. I can't see color and contrast. And the fact that they're blended in so well. Look at this. I think tonight I'm going to put a screen up there, but I'm not going to tell you if it's up there or not. I want you to see if you can find it. I'm going to get rid of that black tab and see if you can find the screen. Let's do the color swap out real quick. Color blue. Now this one's a little lighter, but we got paint downstairs that matches that one. Actually, it's on the stick, and I did that demonstration yesterday. That's a lighter primer. Look how the colors are blended in. That's a crying shame, people. That's a crying shame. So that one's a little lighter. That's primer. This is a lighter version of primer in my basement. So I just throwing a piece of stick. That's a shame. I got. I feel sorry for those of you who bought into that, and you really thought you was getting something special. But you know, when you don't do any tests, this is what happens. And let's do one more. LG snowboarding demonstration. I'm gonna put some of this into a container. Look at that, can't even see the screen. I'm gonna put some of this into a container, or Prime Vision. That's what I'm gonna call it. Get myself a container over here. Prime Vision 2.0. Go. Told you. Here's buying primer. All that time. Even on the white levels, it matches perfectly. Now I'm curious, how many versions of primer can we buy that will match this product? So that's what I'm doing today. That's a crying shame.
It's our block, our place, our people.
Now, I painted me a nice square piece for myself downstairs. And that primer, we can put some of that against gunmetal and black Nova technology. Let's see if we can basically get the same results. We can put the same colors, contrast levels, and all that stuff we usually do. And below, I will put a few links. One of the links I'm going to be putting down is our ultralight gray, tested against primer, tested against CROW's products, also displaying contrast levels and colors. And I think I'm going to post that demonstration of that deleted video. Next time you want to go about calling people things they're not, you want to accuse me of being a scammer, you don't think twice about that one again. Because right here, buddy, you've been scamming people for years. For years. Let me look at my Prime Vision. Prime Vision 2.0. Prime Vision 2.0. What's that? That's Prime Vision. Costs $15 a gallon. $15 a gallon. $15 a gallon. I mean, at the end of the day, what you gonna do? You're gonna basically go in and do a bunch of videos how my black screens don't pick up color. When I have black screens here, I display live every single day. Yeah, good luck on that one. We already outed you. Oh, that's the video I gotta put at the bottom. The video we outed them being a fake, faking a live demonstration. Yeah, the video didn't match up to my black screen. That's a shame. But anyway, we'll put them at the bottom. The fake demonstrations that you've done. Deleted videos, stuff like that you've been doing for years. And our new Prime Vision 2.0, which is just everyday primer. And it doesn't even have 2 teaspoons of black paint in it. It's just basic gray primer. That's all that it is. All that hype you putting on it, hype and untested demonstrations you put against the Metallica Mix 2.0 is supposed to be the most superior screen, this, that, and the other, and it was just $15 paint. $15 primer, $15 a gallon at that. Well, I tell you, when that shocker comes in, when I tell you that final decision that's about to go through, man, you're going to wish I was still in the business. Because now you got to deal with people like this, or you got to deal with people who are going to sell you expensive, insane screens. And without me being in that picture right there, well, that level of playing field of getting really good technology for a very good reasonable price, like I said, nothing lasts forever. I think I said too much already. Yep. Retirement. Told you we were developing all kinds of strange technology, and we had companies that were very interested in our products. But like I said, I'll do you a little favor. I'll show you exactly what you get. We've been biting our tongue the entire time on this nonsense. Let them do his dirt, bite our tongue. Let them do his dirt, bite our tongue. Well, enough's enough. Now you see what you got. Got primer. And if there's a difference, then all he has to do is just go in and do the demonstration and show that there's a difference. A huge, significant difference. Again, I like to beat a dead horse to death, but like when you've requested me to turn that screen around and show you that black side, and I did. Didn't even look, it was dark, it was dirty, the levels were the screen was hot spotting. Yeah, there was a huge difference between a piece of vinyl and our black technology. So don't worry about coming at us. We couldn't care less because anything you do is fake anyway. What you need to do is you need to get some customer control and try to figure out how you're going to explain to your customers how all this time they've been spending money for a product that you hyped up to be something that it's not. You're kind of like the Cyberpunk 20, the 2077 of screen paint. You hyped it up. And all it was at the end of the day was just everyday paint. That's what it was. And this is without adding any glitter into it, any Metallica silver into it, no teaspoons of black. It's just basic gray paint. There you go. Now you can't see the tab anymore. I made it completely invisible. And you see this little line here sticking out. Other than that, I tape this thing down pretty good. You won't be able to see it. There you go. Oh, you be over there. Over there.
There's a spider in everyone.
Isn't that interesting? Hold on. Clarity, the amazing colors, the clarity. Where's your product? It's right there. So you paid $107 a quart, and that stuff right there cost me $15 a gallon without shipping. You want to look at the angle gain on it all? Samsung 4K demonstrations. Now, what I could do is I could take that primer and I can advance it by dropping something into it, which I'm not going to tell you what it is, and I could actually use it to blow your screen out if I wasn't to go down that road. But we're not going to do that.
Simply Ageless, America's #1 foundation for healthy glowing skin. Simply Ageless for
Because that's not the demonstration we're doing. But I can advance that primer. I got a few things, bottom line, I can add into that to make that stuff a little crazy. Use it to level your screen. And this is just to show people that all that time, when you're putting all that hype in there about the product, having amazing colors and the images and all that, and how amazing, you were just selling them paint. That's how we got the Prime Vision 2.0. Can do the same thing your product can do, no problem. Colors will fade on it. Contrast won't pick up. Does the same thing. Hey. Let's do this last one. I'm done for the day. Here's the man. It all looks the same, stays the same, does it all the same. My Prime Vision 2.0 has the same technology your screen paint has. Same thing. For mine costs $15 a gallon. And it's primer. I'm curious. I know I got a lot of hate on this, which I don't care. What bothers you more? The fact that you got scammed and I'm the one that showed it to you? Or the fact that you got scammed and I'm the one that showed it to you? Because you got scammed. Pretty good. I mean, really, really good. I mean, he was making a killing when you think about it. I mean, at $15 for primer, and you're adding up like, oh God, he was making a lot of money. Oh my goodness, man. You didn't see any of the loopholes, any of the red flags. You didn't see any of them. Like when he kept saying over and over again that his product was not ambient light rejection. Because if you used it in a fully lit environment and your screen washed down on you, you really can't come at him because he said his screen was ambient light rejection, but he's constantly doing demonstrations against ambient light rejection screens. Or the fact that the way his eBay page is set up, where you have to email him for the product that you want. Because on your receipt, it clearly says that you ordered Crow Screen Paint Mix. It doesn't say what kind. There's no test behind it. All the demonstrations are done in the dark. They're using high-end projectors. Are you serious? Like, you didn't see that one coming? You want to talk about a Black Nova, and you haven't even done one test under a Black Nova. Not one of the tests that the Black Novas had to go through. Or the gunmetals, or any other screens we developed. Not one of them, because your screen can't pass it, because it can't see contrast and color. That's the problem. You have to upgrade to the most advanced projector you can get your hands on, because that's the only way you can get a better image to pop up on your screen. And down here, I'm using in my next room, my main projector is an SVGA 600 by 800 res projector, 720p. And that gunmetal screen in the next room can pull an image far better than your screen and can do it in a fully lit environment with no problem and pull contrast while it sits in window light. Which you can't do. Because there's nothing special about the product. It's paint. And I've been telling y'all for that a long time. There you go. So as of today, Jamie, Fernando, whatever you want to call yourself, I don't have to buy nothing from you anymore. Don't worry, I won't be ever placing an order from you because I'm just going to buy me primer. It's the same thing. I don't need any more proof than what I have right now. This screen blended in perfectly, and I mean perfectly. I don't know which one went even perfect. The fact that 2 tablespoons of black paint match perfectly to your personal mix, or this primer matched it perfectly to your Metallica mix 2.0. Easily. And I guarantee you that the Cinemax is probably lazy gray. I guarantee you. And there's nothing in this. Nothing. Like I said, no glitter, no silver, nothing. No nothing. Just out of the can, painted. That is just sad. I feel sorry for those who didn't know and got caught up in the hype. I do feel sorry for you. But you naysayers, the ones that like to come on my channel and run your mouth, no, I'm laughing at you. Because you didn't even see it coming. I saw it coming. Like I said, we used to make this stuff a long time ago. You know what Digital One Crystal Screen Paint was? It was gray and black paint. It was mixed with some gold glitter. And it has some silver Metallica paint dropped into it. That's how all the paints are made. Now, I can't say for some of the other fellows who we bought paint from on eBay, their stuff was made a little different. Like that one guy, his stuff is actually pretty good. Can't pick up a contrast level, the colors are a little bit but his white levels are far more superior than Crow's. So if you're going on white levels, yeah, his product was much better. And we still got him under the kitchen sink. There were a couple of them that were actually better than Crow's. I think we got some of that left over. Oh, good one. Yeah, some of it. We do. This is the fellow I bought his product on eBay. I bought his product on eBay. I'm testing it against Crow. He's much better than Crow's product. There he is. That's his product right there. He is better than CROW. He came out way better than CROW. And he was cheaper too. Much cheaper. I got 2 quarts from him for $39. 2 quarts for $39 from him. Water, and we're not going to do his today. This is about Prime Vision versus CROW's products. That's what that's about. I'm designing a label for my new paint, my new CROW Vision. Prime Vision. I'm designing a label for my Prime Vision 2.0. It's got 2 purposes to it, people. Not only can I paint, get a beautiful 4K image out of my Prime Vision 2.0, but I can prime your walls with it too. Prime Vision 2.0. Prime Vision 2.0. Yeah. How do you explain that, Jamie? How do you explain that your product is matching this, my Prime Vision 2.0, my primer? Remember, and keep in mind, we didn't even have to use an expensive projector. We're using our Chrissy full 1080p 4300 lumen projector, 1920 by 1200. That's all we're using. Versus our Prime Vision 2.0. Costs $15 a gallon. Now, how would the Prime Vision 2.0 do against our high performance screens? Well, I painted some downstairs. Later in the day, we're going to do that demonstration, which is going to be quite hilarious because then again, like I said, we test against high light screens that are certified. That's a primer. But I'll humor you. Lights out for Prime Vision 2.0. Some people are saying no, but in the dark it's going to be different. It's going to be different. No. What are you talking about? In the dark it's even easier. You got less light to deal with. But you have to have his projector. So what you're saying is you have to have a $4,000 ultra short throw projector and see the difference. If that's the case, then everybody using that product is going to have that projector. How does that work? It's got to be using some kind of tricks or some kind of smoke and mirrors. Yeah, this is live. So eventually, if I'm able to manipulate live, that means I have special powers. Your excuses you run out of excuses. You got scammed, that's all. Like I said, good luck trying to return it, because it's not going to happen. You got your money. You can't prove what you bought. Doesn't even say it on your receipt correctly. Like going out and buying yourself a OLED TV that says 8K, but on the advertisement it says that you bought a 1080p TV. That's what it says on your receipt. Good luck trying to exchange that one. Doesn't even say it properly on your receipt what you got. That's a shame. That really is a shame. This is why he has to resort to anybody who basically he brings a product into his apartment. He has to resort to trying to tear down that product as fast as possible and to spread as much damage as he can so he can keep his little scam afloat. And anything that comes in there that poses a threat to him, he'll do whatever he has to do. Well, buddy boy, we just outed you. You can't use that, again, like I said, you can't use that black paint nonsense anymore because we outed you on that one. That's all over my Facebook and my website. People, yeah, I'm talking about that one. Every time I get a customer calls in, they say, boy, he's something else, ain't he? Yeah, he is. Look at that. Lights out, buddy. Look at that. That's matching your screen. It's my Prime Vision. Prime Vision 2.0. Nah, don't worry, buddy. I'm never ever going to put in an order ever again. I'm just going to buy a primer. Hold on, let's just disappear real quick before I get out of here. You got nobody to blame but yourself. You can get angry, rant, carry on, whatever you do. You got no one to blame but yourself because you knew what you was doing was wrong. You got no one to blame but yourself. You knew what you were doing. That's the reason why you were basically shortcutting all your tasks. You weren't doing your demonstrations correctly. You knew what you were doing. Selling everybody on that same dumb nonsense these big corporations sell people on, that you got to be in these ambient light controlled environment. How are you going to advertise a screen that's supposed to be ambient light rejection, but yet I got to use it in an ambient light controlled environment? Got to spend money for an expensive projector, but yet I got to calibrate it because the colors don't come out right. Whole bunch of excuses to basically make up for shortcomings because the product doesn't work correctly. And everybody else follows behind the same stupid guidelines on basically doing the same thing. And that's what you were doing, the same guidelines. High-end projector, dark environments. And every so once in a while, when you try to show off an ambient light, well-lit environment, it's always on these really bright colors, but you never do any contrast demonstrations. No real contrast demonstrations whatsoever. Well, guess what? Gave yourself a long enough rope, and eventually it got intertangled and got wrapped around your neck, and you got it hung. That's sad right there. Look at that. And somebody sits there and says, hey, well, why don't you do the test demonstrations under his product to show the difference? There is no test demonstrations. Where? But you're more than welcome to basically mimic all our test demonstrations under our product. So I'm looking forward to seeing that one. I'm done. I am completely done. I'm done. Well, he can figure a way how to explain that to y'all. Until then, I got to take the Prime Vision. I got to go upstairs and I got to finish off my attic because I'm priming my attic right now. I'm using that paint to prime my attic, so I can get ready to paint it a different color. But anyway, well, ain't much more I can say. Yeah, all right, gotta go.